Hello everyone, this is AzVent with a guide on what I've learned so far on how to gear up your characters in Neverness to Everness, a supernatural urban open world RPG launching globally on April 29th. For those unfamiliar with gacha games, part of your character's progression is tied to upgrading the gear that they use in combat, and in this video we'll be going over NtE's version, referred to in-game as the console. This is part of a series of videos covering everything you need to know about this anticipated gacha title, and the team over at Hotta Studio has given me the opportunity to take an early look to better help others prepare for the upcoming release. If you're looking to stay up to date on NtE content, please consider subscribing, as I'll be putting out videos covering everything from beginner's guides to endgame content to the city life itself. Also keep in mind that the footage shown here is still beta content, so the information is subject to change, but I'll do my best to keep you updated on any developments as they occur. With that, let's get into the console system in its entirety. Across different gacha games, we've seen a variety of ways of gearing up your characters, whether it's the artifacts from Genshin, drive discs from Zenless Zone Zero, or echoes from Wuthering Waves. In Everness to Everness, the primary way of gearing up your characters is through the console system. The console system is made up of two parts. There are the cartridges. Each character can hold up to one, and these provide set bonuses when paired with specific modules. The modules themselves are only limited by the design of the character's console space. Most characters can hold up to 7 or 8 modules at a time. Going into detail on the cartridges first, these cartridges can provide a main stat and up to 4 substats. Both the main stats and substats are random. Possible main stats include attack percent, HP percent, defense percent, crit rate percent, crit damage percent, healing bonus percent, any of the assorted elemental damage percent bonuses, mental damage percent, cycle intensity, or break intensity. Subsets are similar. There's flat attack, attack percent, flat HP, HP percent, flat defense, defense percent, crit rate percent, crit damage percent, universal damage percent as opposed to a specific element, cycle intensity, and break intensity. In some games like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, these substat values are random, but in Neverness to Everness, the values are fixed. That means if you roll a specific substat, you will get that same value every time. Also, a cartridge is able to have the same substat as a main stat, which is another key difference over gearing systems in Genshin Impact, Star Rail, and Zenless Zone Zero. Substats also do not have additional rolls. Up to 4 substats are unlocked in order, and those are unlocked at level 5, 10, 15, and 20. And while in other games you may not be able to see all the substats before leveling, in Everness to Everness you'll see all 4 substats available right from level 0. In terms of the value each substat provides compared to modules, 1 substat in a cartridge is equivalent to 10 module blocks of substat value. With each different cartridge there is a unique 2-piece bonus and 4-piece bonus. These bonuses require specific modules to unlock. You'll see the modules listed in the description. You must use at least 2 of these specified modules to access the 2-piece set bonus, and you must use all 4 in order to get the 4-piece passive effect. The majority of cartridge set bonuses in Neverness to Everness as of 1.0 are dedicated elemental set bonuses for each of the 6 elements. There are also some other offensive options and supportive options, and we'll be going over each of them here. Starting from the top of the Esper Cycle Circle, we have Lost Radiance. This is the Cosmos DPS set. The 2-piece effect will provide 10% Cosmo damage, and the 4-piece set effect will provide 25% defense ignore for 20 seconds after casting ultimate. This will be primarily used by Chiz as our only current Cosmos main DPS, but it can also be utilized by both Zero and Hotori, who can use it to increase their personal damage contribution for the team. Next up is Fireflies in the Forest. This is the Anima set. The 2-piece will provide 10% Anima damage, while the 4-piece effect will provide 8% crit damage whenever the enemy takes Anima damage from any ally, up to 7 stacks, so that's a total of 56% crit damage. These stacks last 10 seconds, and they do remain active while the unit is off field. This can be used by all of our current Anima units. We have Nanali and Mint, who function as main DPS, and Joyuen, who similarly to Zero and Hotori can use it to increase her personal burst DPS contribution. Moving down to the bottom half, we have Crimson Twin Butterflies. This is the incantation set. The 2-piece will provide 10% incantation damage, and the 4-piece set effect will provide 6% attack whenever the enemy takes incantation damage from any ally. This is up to 6 stacks, lasting for 10 seconds, and also remains active all out field, similar to Fireflies. Currently, this would only be used by Baichang, who is our sole incantation DPS. Next up is Diabolos. This is the Chaos set, 2-piece providing 10% Chaos damage, and the 4-piece set effect providing 12% Resignore. When the wearer holding it triggers a Nova or a Scorch reaction, this 12% Resignore is increased to a 24% Resignore increase for 20 seconds. Currently, our only Chaos unit is Daffodil, who as a burst DPS can use this to increase her personal damage contribution. Next is Devil's Blood Curse. This is the Psyche DPS set. The 2-piece effect will provide 10% Psyche damage, and the 4-piece set effect will provide an 18% damage bonus, increased to 36% against enemies affected by Nova or Stain. And our last elemental focus set is Street Boxer. This is the Lakshana DPS set. The 2-piece effect provides 10% Lakshana damage. 4-piece set effect provides 14% crit rate. This bonus is increased to 28% crit rate when triggering Remora or Stain. Other DPS sets available include Quiet Manor. This is a mental damage focus set effect. Mental damage being the damage dealt by the Nova reaction and also by Fadia while in her Lilith state provided by her ultimate. The 2-piece set effect provides 10% mental damage, while the 4-piece set effect provides 12% mental damage bonus per basic attack up to 3 stacks, these stacks lasting 6 seconds. There's also Shadow Creed. This is a generic attack set, the 2-piece set effect providing 10% attack, while the 4-piece set effect provides 25% attack for 20 seconds after casting skill. And lastly, we have Tiny Big Adventure. This is an HP-oriented set, also an option for Fadia. The 2-piece set effect gives 10% HP, while the 4-piece set effect provides 4% HP whenever the unit takes damage up to 10 stacks. These stacks last 10 seconds, and using ultimate immediately grants 10 stacks. So if using this on Fadia, she'll be able to max it out when going into her burst window. That covers all of the DPS-oriented sets that we have so far, but we do also have some supportive sets available. The first one being Kingdom's Guard. This is a shield-oriented set. A 2-piece set effect provides 15% defense, while the 4-piece set effect will provide 20% shield bonus. Currently, our only shielder is Adler, who is also defense scaling, so this is an excellent option if you're looking to maximize the defensive value of his kit. Conversely, we have Tea's Night Tavern. This is a healing-oriented set. 2-piece set effect provides 10% HP, while the 4-piece set effect provides 20% healing bonus. Currently, our only healer is Edgar, but just like Adler with Kingdom's Guard, Edgar can hold this if you're looking to increase the survivability of your team. And the last set, as of 1.0, is Speedy Hedgehog. This is a supportive-oriented set that can provide a team-wide attack buff for the team. The 2-piece set effect provides 12% charge efficiency being the stat that allows you to gain more energy, thus being able to access your ultimate faster. The 4-piece set effect provides a team-wide 15% attack bonus after using ultimate for 20 seconds, but the effect does not stack. That means you can only have one of this set active on your team at a time. This can be extremely useful for characters such as Sakiri or Haniel, who can use the charge efficiency to easily access their ults, which both provide attack bonuses for the team, on top of providing a team-wide attack bonus through the set itself. Moving on to the modules themselves, those of you who are older and more distinguished may have noticed that the console looks strangely like a Game Boy and that we are inserting a cartridge. And now with the modules, we are in fact playing Tetris. As opposed to cartridges, which have a random main stat, the main stats on modules are fixed. The 2 main stats on modules include flat attack and flat HP. As opposed to base stat increases like the attack on arcs, the flat stat bonuses provided by the main stats of a module will not increase the amount of stats you gain from percentage bonuses like the attack percent and HP percent substats. Moving on to substats, the substats available are identical to those seen on cartridges. Once again, that is flat attack percent, flat HP percent, flat defense percent, crit damage percent, universal damage percent, cycle intensity, and break intensity. The substats themselves function identically to what you see in cartridges in terms of unlocking them as they level, not having additional rolls, values being fixed. Because modules have varying sizes, as opposed to cartridges which have the same substat value on every cartridge, the substat value on a module will vary depending on the size of the module itself. For example, a Type 2 module can have 2% crit rate as a substat, but a Type 4 module would have 4% crit rate. From this, we can infer that each module block itself is worth 1 crit rate in value. On top of the modules having each individual size, each Esper has their own console shape that determines what modules you can fit. While the console shapes vary in size, each one of them can hold up to 20 total blocks. How you fit these blocks will vary depending on the cartridge set bonuses that you're looking to unlock, and also the module type specialization. Each Esper has their own module type specialization, where they will get a stat bonus for each module they have of a specific type. An example of this would be Mint, and her type module specialization is for Type 3 modules. For each Type 3 module that she has equipped, you will gain a 7.5% crit rate stat bonus. She will be primarily using the Fireflies in the Forest cartridge set, and that set does require 2 Type 3 modules already, so from the start she will have 15% crit rates from those 2 pieces, and any additional pieces that you are able to fit in will provide 7.5% crit rates each. The primary method of obtaining cartridges will be through farming in the rabbit hole stages. These are accessible from the stage select menu. Each stage features 2 cartridge options. On top of being able to farm for cartridges, you'll also obtain Hunter EXP, Karata, Beetle Coins, Cartridge EXP, Module EXP, and Magic Thread. The big thing to note here is the Karata. Karata are used to obtain modules through Rewind. This is a feature that is available inside of the console menu. There are 3 different sections to this. There is the Easy, Normal, and Hard. Easy can give you B rank modules, Normal can give you A rank, and Hard will give you S rank. Rolling for a module costs a minimum of 80 Karata, and with the Normal and Hard version, that is the A rank and S rank, you can customize the drop rates of what modules will show up. You do have the option of including duplicates, but adding duplicates will increase the cost of a roll up to 360 Karata each. Once you have your modules selected, you can do either a single or a 10 pull. This will allow you to roll for modules in order to upgrade your character's gear sets. When trying to gear up your characters, keep in mind that you want to select the cartridge that aligns with the unit's goals. For example, Mint is an anima DPS, so so Fireflies in the Forest will help enable that further by giving her essential damage percent and crit damage bonuses to boost her damage. From there, you want to prioritize making sure you unlock the stat bonus by getting the 4 required modules that you need, and then attempting to maximize the stat bonus from the Esper's module type specialization to increase their stats even further and get more value out of your modules. Now, while this is important for progressing endgame content early on, I wouldn't recommend trying to farm it as soon as possible because the drop rates in the early difficulty of rabbit hole stages are very inefficient. What I would recommend instead is utilizing any free cartridges and modules that you're able to procure while playing through the story and other content, and try to avoid farming for cartridges and modules until you reach higher hunter levels in order to use stamina efficiently on higher drop rates. There's also the bronze and silver karata. If you obtain any of these while playing through the game, these currently cannot be converted to gold karata, so you can make use of these to roll for early modules to help progression. And if you're completely unsure on what modules to use, I would recommend making use of helpful features such as the auto equip in the console menu, which will automatically attempt to equip any applicable cartridges and modules for that character. You can also take a look at the development guide, which is located in the info page of the character. This will provide some more detailed recommendations on what sets, modules, and orientations you can use to set up your character for success. And that wraps up everything we know so far about how to gear using the console system in NtE. If this information was helpful to you, please leave a like and comment what content you'd like to see me cover next. And again, if you're looking for more NtE content, make sure to subscribe, as I do plan to make more videos on NtE as it gears up for global release in just a few days. Thank you again for watching. See you all soon in Heathrow, and until next time, peace.